So I asked him if your stuff was ready before we started.
Huh?
No. Try. How far away are you from the mic? Try being like a little bit closer then. Just because I don't want to have the same issue then of you being like a little more quieter.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only could have been like that for like the last one.
Sorry.
Just like
I mean, I didn't really know what to
Yeah.
be. I didn't really know what to be saying in the last one, to be honest.
yeah, well you did good.
Yeah, I had a hard time in the last one.
What do you mean?
Just so positive.
Oh yeah, she is a very positive.
She is a very positive, ambitious person.
Yeah, that's why I kind of want her to be on a little more.
Yeah.
Just because.
She's a different balance of. Yeah.
Boom. Wait, I can see it tilting. There we go.
There we go. Hammer.
Okay. All right. Well, we can roll the intro now, guys. 3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Chronics podcast. This one is not the all girls one. Still waiting on that.
It'll come eventually.
It'll come. It's just that it's just taking some time. I gotta figure some stuff out. Plus, I got some things going on this week. We're actually filming like in the middle of the week, which is weird. It's just getting weirder and weirder. Like we stopped talking about like relationships. We stopped doing like even like the podcast outside is not even the same anymore. Like now we're in here. It's also weird because I haven't done a 2-man one in a long time.
Oh, like a singles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the past couple of ones weren't even supposed to really like be like 3 person podcasts, but it just so happened that it ended up that way, which is even better. I think if it was just me and like that person, or even just 2 people for like even the previous one before that, I don't think it would have been as good. And speaking of as good, thank you guys so much for one. We hit 400 views on the one with Caitlin. That's crazy. And that's all thanks to him, by the way. I did not have anything to do with that. That was all his planning and all his shenanigans that he got with her. Co-worker.
Yeah.
Co-worker.
She's an old lady, but that's okay.
Yeah. But then we also were able to get some of the other videos up to 100 views, which is also crazy.
That is great.
Yeah. And we have reached 100 followers. Or no, 200 followers, I think, on Instagram now. And then
We're over 100 subscribers now.
yeah, we're at 100 subscribers, guys. We're slowly getting there. That is just, it blows my mind because I don't even know how many subscribers I had on my old channel, let alone like some of the group channels we used to do back then. So this is by far beats all my other stuff. But yeah, for this one at least, it's not so much of my planning or what I have in mind. It's more so for Kobe and what he wants to kind of talk about mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Iron Man in the background. Sorry.
I mean, in terms of this one,
Yeah.
I just think that a lot of the last podcasts have definitely been more of like comedic
Yeah.
style stuff and style storytelling.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I think I'm a big fan of like kind of getting real,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that I want to take this episode into that kind of realm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think a lot of everything now is like, especially with social media, right? It's portraying the best things, the good, but I think a lot of the bad is there, and I feel like it's important to talk about it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like in my personal life, and maybe even a little in Brendan's life.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure if it's there or what.
Stuff in my life, like like what?
Maybe like negative things.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's I mean that goes for anybody. There's always like certain things that like you wish could be different, or you wish could be changed or could have changed. Even the people around you. I know a lot of times where like people you surround yourself in. There are those like certain times where like those people aren't good.
Right.
To be around you in your life, and it takes like certain people or certain events to cause them to realize like, oh, when I'm maybe these people that are in my life shouldn't be there.
Right.
Like there's plenty of reasons that's like negative reasons why, but there's also positives.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer of like people come in your life for like a reason.
Yeah.
And they just kind of show you the way, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, fuck, I've rotated so many friend groups at this point
Mm.
because, like, I've always just been a, like back in high school, I've always been, like, trying to be the cool kid,
Yeah.
you know? So I'd surround myself with so many bad people.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, now I've finally found a group of good people. And, like, you can immediately tell the difference,
Yeah.
you know? But I'm still thankful for all those bad people that came around.
Oh yeah, for
'Cause,
sure. Bro.
you know, now I know what's bad and what's good,
Mm.
you know? Before I thought the bad was good,
Right.
you know, until I met the good.
Yeah, I definitely had like my fair share of bad friends in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't so much that they were like bad people,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that certain things that they did, just like like habit wise, wasn't the best thing for me to like be around. And not saying that anybody like in this group that I'm in the group now, that are anybody like that. But yeah, previous to it though, it was like that. But at least like how you saying you went to like multiple like friend groups. For me at least, it was I had like a few friends growing up, like neighborhood friends.
Okay.
But that was like pretty much it, bro. Like it was just some people that I knew and that we just hung all the time. And then after like a certain point, for maybe I had like 3 or 4 different friends growing up, and each one just vanished out of nowhere. Like they just one of them, he had to move away. The other one, he moved away, but I didn't even know he moved away until we came back to school. And he's like, "Oh yeah, he left. He went to Washington, bro." I was like, "Huh?" It was so sad, bro, because for that friend, he was just. We talked like every single day. We made like films together. We did this and that all the time, but just one day he just
just left.
Yeah, it was around like summer vacation. Summer vacation, we were talking about playing games.
Yeah.
It was I can even say the game. It was called Monkey Quest. We were playing Monkey Quest, bro, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll see you on there." And then he just never responded.
Wow.
Yeah, and the one before I met like Philly and Shady and as well as some other people that even watch this podcast and our group in general. Now that we have the last one I had, it literally ended because of a Minecraft world.
My God.
Yeah, that was like around like 6th grade.
Hey, but on God, though, Minecraft be breaking friendships, bro.
No, it's
On God.
it's-
Betrayal.
the reason for it was literally because we had let him enter our world that we made, like our server that we made, and he was just griefing the hell out of it.
Damn.
And my friends hated that. They're like, "Bro, like, why did you invite him to our server?" I'm like, I just thought he would be cool, and I was texting him like over like Skype. I was like, "Hey, bro, you gotta like chill out." And then he was just like, "Nah, like I'm just having fun." And so my friends took that, I guess, not in the right way. So they're like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna do this to him then. So send us his server." And I was like, in my mind, I was like, "Hey, it's just a game. We're just having fun." And so I sent him the server, and then they griefed the hell out of that server. Everything was destroyed. Everything that he worked for, and he only really played single player.
Oh, okay.
So that server was just dead. He was just destroyed. And then after that, he was just so mad at me. We're like, "You know what? I was just like, dude, it's just a game." He's like, "Nah, dude, I spent like hours and hours," and I'm like, "Okay." So after that, we just never talked after that.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I still see him to this day, and he even went to high school with us. But yeah,
Wow.
things. Yeah, but that was like my last like kind of like friendship before I met like Philly and everybody else
Wow. All because of fucking Minecraft server.
because of Minecraft. That's why I take that shit seriously now.
Take that shit
When
to
people
the
say,
grave,
"Oh, let's
dog.
grief," I'm like, I
You
don't
sure?
know.
You sure, bro? You
Yeah.
want to go down that path of evil?
Yeah.
Fuck, bro. I don't think I've ever lost a friend over something so.
Just not even just games, bro. Just like
Games
that.
is just gnarly.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing for me, definitely, like going through high school with the friend groups, was, like being in a friend group, majority guys,
Oh yeah.
but then a girl enters the group.
Yeah.
you know, and like nothing wrong with that, right? But the moment that the girl enters the group and now it's like, all right, this guy likes this girl, this guy likes this girl,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the same girl, and cause conflicts.
Oh yeah, that's I think
Yeah,
I barely ever see where a girl enters a group and not one guy does not like her.
right.
It's always the case.
It's always like that.
And if it there's the more girls there are, that just means the more potential for the guys.
And the worse it actually gets,
yeah.
if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
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 Not saying there's nothing wrong with women entering friend groups,
Yeah.
but in terms of guys falling for them
Yeah.
and causing conflict with each other, yeah,
Mhm.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah. We can't. I can't even say that because for our group, whatever. There were times where girls entered our group, people dated them, drama happened, and then they left.
The guys or the girls?
The girls.
Oh, okay.
We had like girls in our group before, but then they just like people dated them, and then things didn't turn out well,
Right.
and then after that,
It's
they're like,
just
yeah,
yeah.
they just
move
just-
on to the next friend group.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's even, well, I don't know if it's worse. You could tell me if I'm wrong, but like, I feel like it's worse when it's like a full on guy group
Mhm.
gets into like contact with like a full on girl group,
Yeah.
and then they try to collide. It's like, oh, that a bunch of just drama happens, and then people like try to like side with certain people.
Yeah.
It tends to do that a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like worse with more girls in the group.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, man. I'm lucky that I've never been one to get caught up in it, like in like liking a girl in the group and like it being. I was never that guy.
Yeah.
I was always the messenger,
Yeah.
but I'm thankful I was always the messenger. It's fun to watch it blow up, but
Yeah, it was.
right, you know, we love tea.
Yeah, that's how it was for me. Like, I seen like all the guys like they get into relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and then I mean, I had a girlfriend like back when all that happened, but it was like someone from like a totally different school, an all girls school, if anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that was not fun. there was she knew nothing about relationships, so that was not fun. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, there would be the guys would just be like complaining, like, bro, I don't know about this, and you know, if we break up, then it's gonna be awkward because we still have to be friends, and then but then every time that happens, it's either it is still awkward or the girl ends up leaving.
Right.
That's always the case. That's I barely ever see times where, which there are, but I barely ever see times where it's like, oh, the girl is like, okay, you know, it just didn't work out, so they, you know, just kind of let it go.
Or they're both kind of adults about it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and even then, yeah, I think it does cause a rift in the group. That's for damn sure. Regardless,
Right.
you know, and fuck. Yeah, and I just remember there's in a case there was actually, it was actually already a friend group, a girlfriend group. Okay, like in my high school.
Yeah.
Like, and I was in this friend group. So there's 3 girls. Okay, we're just gonna name them S, V, and M.
Okay.
S, V, and M. Okay, and there was 3 guys in the group, right? Which was me, and then another name would be T, and then R. Okay. Okay. So S, V, and M were for good friend groups, like girlfriend groups, since like elementary through intermediate, right, and continuing into high school.
Right.
And me, T, and R came in high school. Like we met them in like our freshman year and became friends with them in our freshman year.
Okay.
Like this is like the group that I'd sit with at lunch, like the lunch table.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and there was a case where one of our friends, right, a guy, we'll call him A, entered the group, and one of the girls, S, fell for A.
Okay.
Okay, and A and S were dating for a bit. Okay, and 2 of the guys in our group, so me, R, and T,
Yeah.
liked the girl V.
Okay.
Okay, but like nothing ever happened. Like none of us like even got close.
Yeah.
And so S and A were dating for a while, and they broke up. Okay, they broke up, and the girls V and M picked the guy A's side.
Wait, so one of the guys,
So the guy that came into the group,
yeah,
right?
A,
Yeah. So S's two friends that
yeah,
have been friends with her forever sided with A.
really?
Yeah, and outcasted S.
So okay, so just to get that right, A was the guy,
Yeah.
S was the girl, and
S was the
the
girl.
guy and the two girls booted out the girl.
The S, yeah.
What?
Yeah, so the girls turned on like they literally turned on their own friend and
Wow.
outcasted her from the group. So
What?
and that was like her only friend group
Yeah.
in school. So like after that, fuck, she never hang out with anybody, bro. She like by
Oh,
herself,
man.
you know. Like I would hang out with her sometimes because like I'm still her friend.
Yeah.
I wasn't part of the outcast thing,
Right.
but like I used to hang out with her in classroom and stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, they outcasted her, and I felt really bad about that.
Mm-hmm.
But then catch this, V, the girl that all of us liked,
Mm-hmm.
right, started dating A.
See, that's what I was gonna ask. Is that usually when it's girls that side with the guy?
Yeah, they're into the guy.
Yeah, it's usually because they either like the guy or they could end up, really
Right.
seeing like, oh, okay, maybe he's right.
Yeah, and V started dating A.
Yeah.
They're still together now to this day.
Damn.
Yeah, they're super cool. But
Well.
so now, so there's two girls left, right? So
Yes.
V and M.
Yes.
Right. V and M had a fallout,
Okay.
and then what happened was V pretty much just kicked M out too.
Really?
Yeah, and you gotta imagine like these girls grew up together, like they're best friends, like
Yeah.
everything they talk about like a trio,
Mm.
and they just all turned on each other, like backstabbed each other,
That's
all
bro.
pretty much all because of one guy.
But so, well, how did the guy feel about that though?
He doesn't give a shit.
Really?
Yeah, because he's got a girl, no problem with that.
I guess, but I don't know if I'm the dude dating that girl.
Yeah,
And the girl is like, let's boot out this girl, my you said it's like her childhood friend.
yeah,
pretty
he's
much.
like your best friend.
Let's boot out my childhood friend, and then later on, let's boot out my other childhood friend.
Yep.
That would give me some red flags, though.
But see, like the thing is, like he doesn't give a shit because he never went to our school, so he never really hung out with all of us.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but he was like in our group. Like so, like if we went
Right.
somewhere out after school, it's like he's like comes because he's homeschooled.
Mm,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But now catch this: the guys in the group,
Yeah.
like me, I'm considered a floater, right? So like I don't stay in one group; I hop around.
Yeah.
So like I'm there, but I'm not there, you know.
yeah.
So I was around, and then pretty much what happened was because the girls all split up.
Mm-hmm.
T, the guy T,
Yeah.
kind of like hung out more with A, the guy A,
Mm-hmm.
and like they became like super close.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Right.
But then the guy R
Mm.
in my senior year disappeared. Like utterly vanished. Like no words. Like nobody knew where R went.
Mm.
And then when R came back,
Mm-hmm.
R was Rachel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R became Rachel.
Right.
And I was like, whoa. You know?
Mm.
Because I was good friends with R through intermediate.
Right.
And like, holy, like, you know,
Yeah.
even though I just said the name anyway. Rachel.
Yeah.
I was friends with Rachel through intermediate.
Yeah.
And like, holy shit. And the switch was crazy.
Right.
Because it was like, dude, as a dude,
Right.
just
like-
disappeared,
yeah.
right? Came back, woman.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well.
And you know, like, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like
there's nothing
I'm
wrong.
happy that she's happy,
Yeah.
you know? And like, we're still friends to this day. And she's actually in the car community. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is cool. Like, I see her every once in a while.
Mm.
But like, to like grow up,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, as he's like a guy friend and like we talk about guy things, right?
Yeah.
And now the transition, it's like, holy shit, you know, like,
Right.
you know, like my opinions on
Mm-hmm.
all those things.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I must look like a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Especially back then, right?
Right.
You
Right.
know, it's like I fucking no remorse, but
Yeah.
it was crazy. Like that whole group just fucking like blew the fuck up.
Mm. Yeah. That seems like that sort of group was like. It's like
It
one of
was-
those groups where it's like we can hang out, but in terms of like being close with one another,
Yeah,
I feel like it was hard for that one.
it was hard for that one.
Yeah, but I mean, for the transitioned one,
Mhm.
yeah, they're with that, when it comes to always hanging out with guys and then you transition as a girl, it is definitely where it's a process of you or you becoming not becoming but figuring out that you want to be that, identifying, saying like to like people that you care about, that you want to be identified as a girl, and then after that it's just people adjusting to that, because it's like how you said, it's like, oh, I grew up with you this way, and now it's like, okay, now I have to kind of like reroute my brain.
Yeah, but see, because that's why it's like I was friends with R.
Yeah.
When I was a dude, but then I wasn't friends with Rachel. You know what I mean? Because it's two different personalities.
Yeah.
It's like she was no longer R. It's different.
Yeah.
Granted, I still respect R.
Yeah.
And Rachel, right?
Yeah.
I still respect Rachel to the fullest, and like she's gonna do what she wants to do, and like she's cool. But like I was never friends with Rachel. I was friends with R. So it's like it's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's two different personalities.
Yeah. Which is in a way is fair for you,
Right.
because at that point it's two different people.
Yeah, and it's not it's not because of the gender flop. It's literally just because two different personalities at that point, right?
Yeah.
Because there definitely is a change.
Right.
Right. And like I was just never friends with the one that came out at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's fair because when they want to be considered like a totally different, it's, or at least for the most part a different person, then their views on things change, how they interact with people change usually. So that's why I can understand why you say that. It's like, this is who I knew another person as before.
Right.
Now this, I don't know.
Right. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, and it's cool, but but in like terms of like the three girls and a guy coming in and tearing it up, that's crazy.
No,
because fuck, girls are like glue, man.
Yeah.
Like, especially when they're in that trio,
Right.
they're like glue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of groups honestly when like girls come in, and not to say that it's just girls. There's guys too,
Right.
but there are a lot of times where girls come into the group, stir some things up. Guys are like, I don't know, I'm just here to play Minecraft.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, what are we gonna think about them? And then they're all just like all in confusion. They're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do. And then the girls just okay, and then they just leave someday. I don't know.
That's how it be.
Yeah.
That's how it be.
Yeah, but I think that's why it's like when stuff like that does, or if girls do come into the group, the guys have to have an understanding. It's like, okay, something's gonna happen no matter what.
Right.
Or at least we have to be at least cautious of that
Right.
someone might like someone, and if that's the case, if you do end up doing that, you have to kind of like keep it away from the group, because things can happen between the two of them, where it could be good or it could be bad.
Right.
But if it is bad, a lot of times it's like when stuff bad happens to there, she goes tell her friends, and the guy goes tell his friends, and then everybody's like
Fucking mad at
we're like, oh, the girls, bro, and the girls, the guys, man, we hate them.
These fuckers, man.
Yeah, and then everybody comes into a group and everybody's awkward. It's just like, the business has to be between them.
Right.
If it is stuff that like it's needed from outside input, like if it's like stuff like abuse or whatever like that, of course.
Okay, I mean anything outside source of that.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta intervene.
Yeah, those sort of
Understandable.
those kind of examples are just you got to tell someone, no matter who it is, whether it's the guy or the girl.
The girl. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like that. There's certain things where it's just like it could. I think I've seen some on a podcast where it's just where they bring up stuff that isn't need to be, or other people don't have to know about.
Right.
Like, oh, like we got into this argument about this or whatever, or I don't know, stuff like that where it's just Manini stuff, and the guys are like, man, kick her to the curb already, like don't even date her then. Or the girls would be like, fuck that guy, you don't need to be with him.
Okay, speaking of that fuck that guy, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I hate that shit. Because it's funny. Because, when you speak of that, guys don't always do that. We're like kick her to the curb,
Yeah.
A lot of us are like, oh, bro, that fucking sucks. Like, we just kind of like, like, that's your decision,
Right.
Whatever. Like, you eat up your pain.
Yeah.
If it was me, I wouldn't be with her. you know, I would leave.
Mhm.
You're a different man kind of deal.
Mm.
But like girls are like, you know,
Yeah.
they will like push their friend to like kick them to the curb.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but guys, we don't push the guy to kick the girl to the curb.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
Yeah, because I think what's a lot of times it's like guys are more like logical based and girls are more like emotional based.
That's funny. I'm the opposite. You know.
Well, I mean that it could happen where you know, what is it? When it comes to like issues like that, where it's like, oh fuck that dude, whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's like, then for you, it's like when like if a guy tells you like, dude, don't even do it, don't date or whatever like that. Then you think about it more emotionally, like you know, well, how does this person make me feel then? More than like, oh, what like in your head, like, oh, what is she doing that could be causing this, or you know, like thinking more like that in a way. But yeah, for girls at least when it comes to when they her girlfriends or whatever say that, it does at least puts her thought in her head like, you know, should I even be dating him then? Like, oh,
Right.
was this a waste of time? Like all those kind of thoughts go through her brain. And then for the guys, usually it's like, you know, or at least when the guys tell the other guy that, you know, more on like those type of like, those kind of times, it's where the guy is just like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know if what you're saying is true. So I gotta kind of like wait it out.
Right. And it's like guys have always been big on problem solving.
Yes.
Right. It's like, all right, tell me the fucking problem.
Yeah.
We got the problem. I know what the problem is. Let's address it. Let's find a solution, and then we can move on.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of times the girls are just like, in that case, they're like, they play this fucking game where they don't tell us exactly what we need to know to address said issues. And that being said, it's like, it makes it extremely hard for us.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes us look kind of dumb when
Yeah.
we play the dumb game, right? Where we're like, what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like we really don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like even though we want to know, and we asked straight up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I find it to be an extremely frustrating thing when I'm like arguing with like a girl, right? And the first thing I say is, "What's wrong?" And they go, "Nothing."
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what's the point of that? You're just wasting time now. We're just gonna argue because you're not gonna just tell me straight up what I need to know.
Yeah. I don't know. At least from what I hear from like a lot of other girls and stuff like that, it's like they kind of want you to keep on asking,
Yeah,
so that way they want to. It's almost like they want to keep on saying no, but then for them after a good amount of time, then they're like, okay, you keep on asking because you really do care, and like I think that's what they're kind of looking for.
But like for me, I see that as them playing games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they just want to see me beg and suffer.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, like I don't like that. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I don't like being put in that position where I gotta beg you.
Right.
You know, because that's
Yeah.
just like my ego. I fucking hate that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't want to have to keep fucking asking you what the fuck. You know, like
Yeah.
God, I don't want to sit here looking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, you know.
Yeah.
But they like us looking dumb at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know.
They'd rather have us keep on asking over and over, and you know having them like, because that's all it is. It's like a little like chase game of like, okay, how much do you care then? How much is this like how you're feeling about me valid? And to kind of like circle back to, you know, when she tells her friends about it, like she tells her friends and then the girls are like, don't even date him, just dump him. I do think that it's like, I don't know, it's like 50-50 most of the time, but 50-50 most of the time it's just her friends either love you or hate you.
Oh fuck, agreed, bro.
Yeah, it's never like a in between. It's like, oh, you know, maybe we should kind of see, like, I don't really like see that too often, if I'm honest. Like when it comes to girls, where they tell me about like how they feel about one of the girlfriends that or one of the guys that the girlfriends are dating. It's just always like, I don't like him, or yeah, I like him, he's cool. It's always one of those two.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. In terms of how guys are when it comes to like, okay, maybe just wait it out, maybe see,
Right.
or you know, maybe how you're feeling right now is just clouding your judgment, or maybe your judgment is good, but you're just thinking about it too much. It's always like that we think about it more like there's multiple things that could be causing it, but for girls it's just like it's more direct because of their emotion.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's so funny because I think when guys think about like, it's just I think it's also the same where like, or I don't know. I think guys are a little more lenient when it comes to like our friends' girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're like oh like she's cool.
Yeah.
You know like we got that more medium, like a median type feel. Sometimes we're like, ah, she's all right. You know like no problem. You know?
Yeah.
Like I don't not like her, but I don't like her. You know.
Yeah, I've definitely like I don't know. Maybe it's because a lot of the guys in our group that I have like dated through plenty of girls or whatever. But I would want to say that I've gotten better at like reading people. Off like like off the jump, like
right off the jump.
First like interaction with a person. And I want to say I've gotten good at it. I mean, there are times where I'm like, okay, maybe I was a little bit too harsh, or maybe I judged them a little bit wrong. But there were a lot of times where I'm just like when I first meet a girl, like one of like their girlfriends, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's just something that feels off about it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, and even like later on down the line, where it's just like they're talking about like they come to any of us about their problems, or whatever, and they're like, dude, this one thing that this girl does or my girl does is so out of pocket. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna say I told you so. But it's not like I'm just like, oh, you were wrong to date her. But I'm just like, well,
you could have saw that coming, bro.
Yeah, but you know what? For those kind of things, or at least a lot of the stuff that guys complain about, or even when girls complain about, it's always communication, bro. It's always communication.
Darren, communication.
Yeah,
you too.
No, it's 100%, bro. It's 100% of the time. It's 100. And even if the communication is good, there are a lot of times where how they feel is not completely lined up with what they're saying. So it's almost like not true.
Yeah, but then when they're communicating, us guys, we can sense it.
Yeah.
And it's like you're fucking lying right out of your ass, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly how you're feeling. Like you're not telling the truth, but then they just don't wanna.
Yeah, they don't really want to voice it because I don't know.
I think communication is a very complicated thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a struggle for sure.
It is definitely true that like when it comes to that kind of stuff, guys are dumb. Guys do not know.
Not all.
No, okay.
Not all guys.
Okay, not all guys, but there are a lot of times where the guy is just oblivious to this stuff.
Agreed.
But I've heard that at least from other podcasts that girls are like they're while or up until they voice of what they have been upset about or how they've been feeling, they've been thinking about it over and over and over again. They're playing like everything in their head of like, why isn't he doing this or why is he not like this, just over and over again. And then I heard one of the girls say that like at that point that's just them blowing up. That's them like this is how I feel. But then when I thought about it, when I listened back at it, it's almost like for the guy, it's like, well, I didn't know you were feeling like that. I didn't know that you were.
You were pretending this whole time until just now.
Yeah. And then you're just, you're always just saying, oh, I'm fine. Everything's cool.
Right.
And, for us guys, it's just like, hey, as long as we hear it, that's all that we need.
Yep.
The little like confirmation is like, you good? Okay, we're good.
Yep.
But then.
If you can sit there and lie about it.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at us for not knowing.
Yeah.
Like, like if you're literally playing like that, you're fine the whole time and you're doing all the things you normally do and everything seems fine. We're going to assume that we're good.
Yeah.
Like absolutely fine.
Right.
And then when you blow up and you're like, why the thing,
Yeah.
Like we're like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah. So I think where girls see that we're oblivious is those times like where we ask them like, you good? And then she's like, yeah, I'm fine. We're oblivious, but
it's your fault we're oblivious because you guys aren't fucking explaining shit.
Yeah, because it could. I mean, both sides, of course. It could be easily like just figured out like with just level of communication where, even if she does say we're fine, we do have to. We could just make that extra step of like, are you sure? Is there anything that you just want to talk about? You want to vent about? Of course, we could ask those kind of questions.
But the worst part is that they say no.
Yeah. There are a lot of times where girls are like, I'm fine. Everything's good. Don't even worry about it. Or it could be like, I'll get over it.
Right.
But then it's like, get over what? What are you getting
Maybe,
over?
oh, bro. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get over it.
Yeah, it's like, what's on your mind?
Oh, it's done. It's done already. You know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Like, it's don't even worry. About it.
obviously not. You
Yeah.
know, if you had to say that.
Yeah,
like,
and then they give you the side eye. Like, I'm like, whoa, what's that all about then?
yeah.
So
what the
yeah,
hell?
yeah. It's for both men and women. It's just there has to be that level of communication where the guy has to realistically put in a little more effort of being or at least asking more often. But the girls, of course, have
gotta tell us
yeah,
what's going on.
yeah. In terms of communication, it's just being more honest with the guy.
I agreed.
Because, I mean, if not, then
We're gonna assume everything's fine.
Yeah.
So speak your mind. You know.
yeah. And there's nothing. I don't know. I think there are some girls, that are afraid
Yeah.
to kind of
Just
say
to
like
start
what's on their mind.
conflict.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want.
Even if it's like something small.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something small. Actually, they don't want to bring it up because then it's like no sense, right?
Yeah.
If it's just a minuscule problem that they have,
Yeah.
you know. But I understand that kind of stuff. But like, if it's that much of a problem that it's showing,
Mm.
then address it because obviously it's not small enough for you to just handle it without showing it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. But now, considering like talking about communication between, like boyfriend and girlfriend, right,
Mm-hmm.
or like guys who are dating, but we'll talk about like communication between friends.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I think for some reason it's a lot easier to communicate to friends,
Yeah.
right? But I just feel like even in our group,
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time communicating with certain people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just and I don't know why, but it is like that where I just can't talk to certain people.
Mm.
You know, but like obviously like they're still a friend, right? And I still can
Yeah.
talk to them,
Yeah.
but it's just like so much harder to like, work
Mm.
things out. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, right? Like
Mm.
I've had my problems with certain people in our friend group.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not unknown, you know. Everybody knows,
Yeah.
right? And even the person knows,
Right.
right? You know, but like we're cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we talk and we have a good time, and we do actually enjoy hanging out together.
Yeah.
But like in those moments of when we did have problems,
Mm-hmm.
there was no communication.
Mm.
You know, and
Yeah.
and we would have like these sit down talks with all of us in the friend group, and the worst part is that no one would say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah. And it comes right back, bro, to like you're communicating. Well, they'll communicate with you. They'll voice what they're saying, but they're not being 100% honest with you.
agreed.
They're like, and you can sense it too. I'm sure you've sensed it where it's just like,
Oh yeah,
I know you're saying this, but you're not feeling the same thing though.
Right,
There's
right.
there's more
there's
underlying
more
feelings.
to it. And what are those things?
Yeah.
that you're not telling me, but you know they're covering up.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just one of those things where it's just like, yeah, like we always say that communication is key,
But like,
but the honesty is more important.
I agree too. It's unraveling those things that are under the rug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Getting them out is more important.
right.
Because once I voiced out my shit,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's all out there. I got nothing else to be beefy about, you know?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, like the thing with like with some people is like there are like people like I'm glad you voiced your opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
But then there are some people like, well, what about me? What about what I got to say?
Right,
What
right.
about like how I feel about
Right,
this?
right.
Which is valid
Right.
for the other party to be like, let me voice about how
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel about what you've been doing. But then it goes right back to like, okay, you have those problems. Like you have your problems with this person, they have their problems for you.
Mm-hmm.
But the main goal is like, okay, we have these problems.
What are we gonna do?
Have we truly identified it for one?
Right.
It's like because there are a lot of times where it's just like, okay, you said the problems you've had.
Mm-hmm.
Is that everything that you have problems with, or is there other stuff that's like you're not telling me?
Mm-hmm.
And once that sort of thing can get resolved, then it goes past of like, okay, how do we fix this then?
Right.
How do we make it so that way we're not misaligned or whatever, or
Right.
we're not on the same page?
Right.
And I think that like that's the biggest like part for like friends, because it's like that's like a big like if we don't, then it's like, well, then how we can't really be friends.
We can't really
then.
be friends, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt for a while in the group, where it was like with that one specific person.
Right.
I was like, I don't know if I can like be your friend right now. You know what I mean? In the group. And I was like, you know, and I have like other friends, right, telling me like, oh, just fucking suck it up, you know,
Yeah.
let it go, right?
Yeah.
Because we all just want to be together and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, at the end of the day, for me, like I hold grudges, so
Mhm.
it's like fuck, like you know, like I can't let it go, you know.
Mhm.
And then like we go into the same events with this person, right? And
Yeah.
it's like fuck, you can definitely tell there's tension,
Yeah.
and everybody knows there's tension,
Yeah.
you know. But
yeah.
yeah, I just think it's important to even like with friends to communicate honestly,
Mm.
right? And be able to talk and listen,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And whatever you're dishing, you got to be able to receive.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's definitely people too where they have problems,
Mhm.
but then their issue is they don't want conflict,
Mhm.
or they don't want, to start any trouble, or they don't want to lose any friends.
Right.
That's a big thing for a lot of people. It's just, oh, I don't want to lose them, or I don't want anybody to hate them too, or
Right.
or just not feel, or they feel differently after what I've said.
Right.
There's a lot of people that are like that, where they just don't want to start any trouble. But I think when you do stuff like that, it already kind of puts you in that place then,
Mhm.
where it's just you don't want to do it, but then you tell some other people like in the group, like, oh, I feel this way about this person. And then when you keep on telling it to them constantly,
Right.
then it puts the message into their head, like, what kind of person is this guy? Or, the way I've been thinking about them, is that correct?
Right.
Am I kind of like, kind of like, brushing it off because I want to be their friend?
Mhm.
Like I've seen like plenty of examples like that, where it's just like, oh, I don't like what you did,
Mhm.
but I don't want to mess with the vibe. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's
and
a
it's-
big thing.
And like another thing is like if they're a key friend in the friend group, right?
Yeah.
And it's like fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that any of, and it's like that for our group, which is
Mhm.
not. But like I've been in other friend groups where it's like that one friend
Mm.
that he's like a main character in our friend group,
Yeah.
and it's like I got a problem with him,
Yeah.
but it's like I don't want to say something because I don't want to cause issues within the
Mhm.
whole friend group itself.
Yeah.
But it's like fuck, like you eat that shit up. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you end up just distancing yourself anyway because you just can't stand it, like
Mm-hmm.
and like you just complain to everybody else. Everybody else kind of knows,
Mm-hmm.
and then the problems come up anyway.
Yeah.
It's like unavoidable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no matter how hard you hide it, it's unavoidable.
Yeah. I know without a doubt, bro. When it comes to like guys not liking like certain girls in the group, they can hide it pretty well. But when a friend doesn't like another friend,
That's
they think that they're masking it off so well,
but
but
nah,
you're
it's-
not. You're not.
So it's like the moment you guys are in a room together,
Yeah.
you can tell. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just that energy.
Because they do. I mean, like, I don't know. I want to say it's petty, but they do like petty stuff.
But fucking guys are petty, bro.
Yeah, guys are petty.
I hate when people don't think guys are petty,
Yeah.
but guys are petty as shit. I'm petty as fuck.
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm petty as shit.
Yeah.
And like I use that as a weapon.
Mm. Yeah.
And
Because in a way, when you are being petty, it's like, it's in a way of like, oh, I want your attention, but like I want your attention because
I want
like,
you to know that
Yeah.
you're a fuckhead. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
I want you to know that I don't like you.
You're disgusting.
Yeah. So I think when it comes to like those kind of like problems with one-on-one in a group,
Yeah.
one person with when it comes to friends, that is just like where, because I want to say most of the time whenever like someone comes to me when they have a problem, I'll be like, you know what, I'm glad that you told me, but have you told the person you have a problem with, or the person you're just like, because it could even be a problem, it could be like something that they're afraid to tell the person, like not even like a negative, or not so much in a negative way, but it's just like, oh, I kind of wish we did this together. I kind of wish they didn't do like this certain thing, or I kind of just wish we hung out more. It's like, that's great, I'm glad that you told me,
But tell the person.
but yeah, tell the person how you feel then, because if you tell everybody else in the group of how you feel,
Right.
and the one person you want to tell doesn't know, then everybody's just gonna be like, dude, he's right there, and every time we hang out, he's gonna be right there. Might as well just get out of the way and see what they say, because a lot of times it's just like the friend is just like, oh, I'm afraid of what they're gonna say or how they might react to it,
Yeah.
or if they don't even want to be friends afterwards, and I'll just be like, Well, you don't know that. You don't know what the outcome will be. If it is good, if it is bad, you won't know unless you tell them that.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's it, relationships, friendships, bro. Is honesty, communication. It's just like they have to go hand in hand.
Anytime you label anything a relationship, it takes work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely takes work.
Yeah.
It gives a lot of giving.
Mm.
Yeah, and not expecting to receive.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Right.
Like, fuck.
He's gonna be like the biggest side. No.
Yeah, pay for your gas tank, man. Don't complain.
Yeah.
You know, I told that guy,
Mm.
I was like, I gave him my card to fill up gas. I was like, oh, fill up as much as you want,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right, almost at empty.
Mm.
He goes full tank. Premium gas, bro.
Premium.
Hey, you said that you paid for me because you love me. That sounds conditional, not unconditional.
But you told me for fill up as much as I needed, I needed a full tank.
I needed a full tank.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think anytime it's labeled a relationship, it requires a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm learning myself still. And,
Yeah, everybody's a work in progress, bro.
And like, it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's definitely a journey.
Yeah, I know that for you, you tend to want to not receive, give more to those around you because of how much you know they mean to you.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes.
you know, yeah, sometimes it's just like I don't know about Sometimes you don't even want to do it. It's just like I just feel it.
Just gotta do it.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just like kind of like a habit. It's just like I want to be nice. I want to be known as like someone that can give
Right.
rather than just receiving, because we have known people that are just take like, oh,
Yeah.
I need this, can you give me this, can you spot me this, can you help me out with this.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times it's like, okay, it's cool if you need help.
Mhm.
But some people take it for granted, and that's like I think for me one of the most disrespectful things,
I agree.
because it's like I'm glad that you can receive things. I'm glad that some people will offer to help you out with certain things, whether it's like
Right.
your car or stuff at work or just like advice or just want to talk.
Right.
But when you never give anything or even just say thank you. Thank you is like
Oh, big
it's the
thing, man.
easiest thing to say.
Yeah.
And granted, you could not even mean it all the time.
Agreed.
But just like doing things like that, like small things in return for the
Yeah.
other person, it's the balance.
Right.
Because like if you're known as the guy that just takes, bro, then it's just like then everybody in that group is just like, well, I don't want to help you out because
like,
you already get
I
it.
had friends that were like that for sure. Like
Yeah.
back in my old groups where like they're just leeches.
Ugh.
Oh man, and like it sucks because like even their dad was like, fuck him. Like, he's
Yeah.
a leech,
Yeah.
And it's like that's so shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to know that your friend uses you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shitty feeling.
Yeah.
But
It,
you weed out the fuckers, man.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
yeah. You know what's even worse, bro, is when they know they're doing that. When they know
And they run with that shit.
and they identify like, oh yeah, I ask my friends for this stuff all the time.
It's all
It's
good.
like, why? It's like you can't do anything in return. Like you can't even like spot them like for like certain things or like help them
Right.
out with certain stuff.
Right.
It's just like when you're like that, when you just take all of it granted and you kind of abuse that sort of like their niceness.
Right.
It's like, what kind of character are you? It's like,
You're a prick.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
all it really comes down to. Because
Yeah.
I don't know. That's honestly like I think I've said in a previous podcast where it's just one of like I guess like my icks for like friendships, because that just shows you don't
Character.
care about balance, you don't care about equality in terms of
You're
everybody.
just selfish.
Yeah, you're just selfish at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think to label it, I think it's important to communicate, but communicate honestly.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, that's some shit I need to do myself sometimes, but take it in stride. But
yeah.
communicate honestly, put in work into your relationships because it'll pay off in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also just weed out the bad people in your life. And I think you'll be so much more happy once you weed out the bad people in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think some people need that for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. There's plenty of people in certain groups where they're just like, these people are all doing this kind of stuff. Like where it's like, if it's things like, disrespecting people, hating on certain people, whatever. If they're just like that, then they're like, oh yeah, I know. Well, I'm just, they almost like they just want to be a part of a friend group.
Right.
But at the end of it, it's like, well, okay, it's okay to have like friends around you, but when you have certain types of people around you that are not good, they tend to influence your decision making.
Agreed.
And I mean, there are people that are like, nah, it's never gonna happen for me.
Right.
Like I won't ever do like what my group is doing. It's like, okay, that's fine, but you're gonna be known that you hang out with those kind of people.
Right.
And if those people are like let's say like, oh, it's like, oh, fuck women sort of like group, and it's like,
holy shit.
then when it comes to like, if you get into a relationship, whatever, or if you
Right.
if you find other friends,
association, yeah,
you
guilt by
find
association.
then you're like, wait, are you one of those people that don't like women?
It's like, you fucker, like all your boys cheat on your girls,
Yeah,
and you're in that group.
yeah,
How do we not know that you're one of those fuckers?
yeah,
Because you obviously support them doing what they're doing.
yeah, or you allow it,
Yeah.
if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. You got to be careful of like
Who you
what
associate yourself with. I think that's also important.
Yeah.
Who you surround yourself with.
yeah,
More so.
yeah,
I think I want to talk about the impact careers have
yeah,
on men,
got it.
right? And holy fuck, bro.
Mm.
Because I've been seeing all these fucking like posts, right? I know it's not your favorite guy to mention.
Oh god, we're gonna talk about.
We're
Hey,
talking
we're
about
not gonna put his name out there because he's going through some stuff right now. We'll just put it as A. Just put it as A.
come on.
He's in prison right now.
Who gives a shit? Now everybody knows who he is.
It could be anybody.
Okay,
there are a
we-
lot of people in prison.
We're talking about top G Alan Tate right now.
This is where Alan's like, this is not for me.
But I've been I see a lot of clips, right? Not even just from Alan Tate.
Yeah,
I'm talking about like Joe Rogan.
you said Alan.
Oh shit. Andrew Tate.
We don't watch
Andrew Tate. Sorry.
I'm gonna leave that in. I'm gonna leave that in now.
Whatever. He's a top G anyway.
Yeah.
But Andrew Tate, Joe Rogan, just like really strong male figures
Okay.
in general,
Yeah.
right? On Instagram or whatever, TikTok, whatever the fuck platform,
Yeah.
even YouTube Shorts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And holy fuck, bro. Like, I just think to be a man with like no career or a solid career, I find that to be very scary.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are content with that, right? Because they're chilling, right?
Yeah.
That's just their personalities in general.
Yeah.
But like me personally, I could never, because like because I was raised, right? I just feel like I can't amount, like for me, status is a huge thing. And if without status, I have nothing. Like I'm nobody, and I can't live with that myself, But speaking of careers, and I think it's so important
Yeah.
for a guy to find his thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it gives you so much more purpose in
Right.
life. I think it's really important. Like I wish that certain people wouldn't be so content,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
fuck, and it sucks that it's like such a stigma, like for women to grade men off of, because like I know a lot of nice guys, really good guys who don't have careers,
Yeah.
but because they just don't have their career, it's like they're automatically casted out of the vote. you
Yeah.
know?
They kind of like made that assumption about them. Like, okay.
Yeah, bum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah. That has been sort of like a trending thing where a lot of girls have standards for a guy. Like I've heard like all over the internet, the guy has to be making 100K a year.
Guy got to be doing this,
Yeah.
this, and this to make the bare minimum, man.
Yeah.
And fuck, that's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like there's girls like as long as he can pay the bills and everything, as long as he can do this A, B, C,
Right.
that's all that matters to me.
Right.
And I'm not gonna expect much of the guy. I got my own thing. I'm making my own money. Those girls are great as well. Not saying that those kind of girls are not right about how they feel.
Right. They have a point.
Yeah, they
Right.
have their own standards, and it's okay to have those standards. It's just gonna be harder. It's a lot harder when you say like, I want a 6'9", 100K a year, handsome as hell, chiseled jawline, 6-pack, freaking boulder calves.
Fucking goddess,
Yeah.
god-looking
Yeah.
fucker.
I
demigod
want him to
looking
look like Hercules. And it's like, okay,
It's like, Jesus fuck, bro.
well then you are going to take a long time to
to get
try and
that.
find that person.
Yeah, you know, and you know, because I have a lot of like friends that are women,
Yeah,
right? And I hear this a lot, right? Where it's like they have those check marks,
yeah,
right? You know, those boxes to check off,
yeah,
and like, I'm like, fuck, you're so mid. Like as a girl, like you're so mid, because like I know you, right? I know what you do,
mm-hmm.
and what you do is not that great,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and how you treat men, not that great either.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how can you expect to get that perfect guy,
Right. Yeah.
right? You know, that's gonna do everything for you.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's right. I don't think girls should. As this is where I differ from Andrew Tate, right?
Yeah.
I just don't expect women to. I don't expect women to expect the man to take care.
Right. Yeah, I think unless the girl is like a celebrity or a well-known person,
Right.
what like 90% of the time what happens, and even guys too, because they sometimes have standards. Hey, bro, fucking big,
Right,
big,
right, right,
fucking big, big, big. Oh, no, okay, but
Big.
yeah, yeah, big. But what it's always when both guys and girls when they create those standards, when they have like that checklist,
Yeah.
every single time, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, bro. Every single time they show us who they end up with, that checklist out the fucking window.
It's so different.
It's
yeah.
never close to what they have.
Right.
They're like, oh, I want a guy with a high-paying job, this and that, owns a hotel for all I care. I want all this, and they end up getting up with some random ass dude. That's like, oh, they don't make 100K a year.
Right.
They're
They're fucking
6 foot tall, maybe even
Nah,
4'11". Who
they're
knows?
They're like 5'5" and
Yeah, 5'5".
built like a boulder.
Yeah, and they work at like a regular ass job. It's
Yeah.
like, it's your list. This is not your list.
This is not your list, man.
Yeah, and it's because that's when they finally fucking figure out. It's like, oh, I can't create a person and then find that person. It's like, there's a bunch of people in the world, but then you like when you make this long ass list, you make all those people turn to like
It's like
3.
This.
Yeah, 3, and those 3 don't even like you.
They're on another class, man.
Yeah, some of them may not even like
And
women.
They don't even give a shit about you.
Yeah,
Yeah, to be honest.
yeah. So that's why, like, when it comes to like those high standards for both guys and girls, and whenever like they tell me about like, oh yeah, like they gotta be like this, I'm like, I don't fucking believe you, because I've heard it so many times
Right.
from so many people, and I know that who you end up with is, for one, not gonna look like, even because some people, you know, they tend to, or they'll have like a certain race they gravitate towards.
Okay, like myself.
Like yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, of course, like what you grew up with, and like in terms of who you like,
Right.
sometimes changes, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But then you're like, there are some people like, hey man, I'm only dating this. I'm only dating like, you know, I'm only dating a Chinese girl. I'm only dating a Korean girl. I'm only gonna date a Vietnamese
Filipino.
girl. Yeah, I'm only gonna date a Filipino. And then you end up with like an Indian girl, or a Japanese
Or a white girl.
or a white girl, or a combination of both. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that's why it's just like you think that in your head you can, like, it's like that Build-A-Bear. I can build this perfect person, and they're just gonna pop out of nowhere.
Yep.
It's like, that's not
Bitch,
gonna happen.
please.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like I said, they could not even like you, even if you find that person. You'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, you're the person of my dreams. You're like, and they could just be like, you're mid though.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like, oh,
like,
okay,
like,
I know I'm good, but what about you though?
See, when you strive for a person that's way higher than your level,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then you got to imagine what that person's thinking of you. It's
Mm.
like, is that person, the person that's on that level,
Yeah.
going to be striving for something less than themselves, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's very rare. You know, like maybe you get lucky
Mm-hmm.
where they're just like, they like you enough personally.
Yeah.
Right. They're like, okay, but in terms of like checklist marks,
Mm-hmm.
you don't even compute, bro.
Right.
Right? You know, because guys want girls, unfortunately, that are same level or better.
Mm-hmm.
Guys just like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like we always want the girl to be pretty
Yeah.
or prettier or better looking than us
Yeah.
majority of the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that's why us guys, unfortunately, we're always in a circle of failure.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like fuck, because we strive. Like I said, we strive for that thing that's above us,
Mm-hmm.
but the girls that are above us,
They're doing other stuff.
They aren't looking at our level.
Yeah.
They're looking at a level above themselves.
Yeah. It's, like how you said, like when it's, status wise, I guess, when they are lower,
Yeah.
they are judging you just based off of personality at that point. And
Right.
if they just vibe with you good, if they like just like, how you are when you're around just talking to them in person. But then it's that compared to how you are or how some people are, where they strive for someone higher. It's like, well, they go for personality. You're just going like as like a shallow person.
Mhm.
So it's like two like completely different like areas of like,
Yeah.
oh, like why do I like you versus why you like me?
Right.
It's like, oh, I like you because you make a lot of money,
Right.
and they're like, well, I like you because you're nice to people.
Right.
It's like that's not gonna last long.
Mhm.
So, yeah, standards are just stupid. I mean, some standards are just stupid.
Right. I agree. And like
Yeah.
for me, like fuck. After every relationship that I've been in,
Yeah.
my standards have like increased because now I know what I don't like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like what I've had that's like good that I've liked and what's I don't like,
Mm-hmm.
and now the list gets longer,
Yeah.
right? So like for me, fuck, I have a checklist, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not not so much like striving for someone that's like higher than me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like trying to strive for someone that's equal,
Right.
you know, equal as in like monetary wise,
Yeah.
status wise,
Yeah.
and personality wise,
Mm.
you know. And I find that to be like the greatest challenge in the fucking history of the world,
Yeah.
you know. And it'll never be what you want it to be,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll never be what you want it to be.
Yeah. I don't know. Status was always like confusing to me. Like,
Status?
yeah. Like status. I still don't really understand status.
We can talk about it more because I'm big on status.
Mm. Okay. Like what for your definition of status? What is that for like a girl then? Like what is like a girl's status? Do you mean by that?
I think there's different tiers to status, different categories of status, right?
Mm.
Status, economically is a big one for me,
Mhm.
right? It's like, okay, where do you sit on the podium, right? Or not the podium, but where do you sit on the spectrum,
Right.
right? You're either you fucking work a mid-ass job,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't get paid very much. You're there, right? But you have a job,
Mm-hmm.
so it's fine. So like you're kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
You're doing something,
Yeah.
but like say you got through school, you have a set career.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you're 2-3 tiers up from that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I run the economic status with how much you make and what particular job you're doing
Mm-hmm.
that is it's kind of fucked up, but
Yeah.
you know, right? Obviously in Hawaii it's big on nursing,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know, if you're a nurse, right, you say you're a nurse, you're like everyone's like, "Whoa, you know, that's a good ass job."
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're making money. That's what I mean by economic status, right? Versus like if someone goes, "Oh, like I'm a marine biologist."
Mm.
It's like cool, but it's not. It doesn't hold as much weight as like if you said you were like a nurse or a doctor.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like two different levels.
Right.
But that's how I place status economically,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like medical field versus scientists. You know what I mean? Just the higher placing jobs
Yeah.
that hold more like weight to them.
Mm.
Title.
Yeah.
That's what status is economically for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, fuck, I haven't been in that many relationships after like pretty much just high school,
Mhm.
but yeah, if it's like status wise, I don't know because, like at least from me, like myself, like getting how much I make, whatever. I don't even know how much I make a year. I never
Right.
calculated that.
Right.
I tend not to work too often. I don't make. I could make more if I wanted to,
Right.
but I always
You enjoy your free time.
yeah
Let's put it that way.
yeah, and it's not like the smartest decision.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, like that's how you live your life, and you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And your free time and your ability to do things that you love versus slaving away for money.
Yeah,
And I think that's fair.
Yeah, and I think that, for me, in terms like the status financially, um, I think when it comes to like higher paying ones, I'm not sure, because there's a lot of times, even like for when you live here, you could be making a whole lot, but you could also fucking hate your life.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
it's like, oh yeah, I'm making a bunch of money, but like I fucking hate
Like,
what I'm doing.
I make good money.
Yeah,
I'm not exactly happy to go every day,
Yeah.
5 days a week to my job. You
yeah,
know, I'd rather be at home. To
right.
be honest with you, doing things I'd rather do.
Yeah,
But like I think it's a good balance to try to find a job that pays a good amount
Mhm.
that you don't hate, but you don't necessarily like. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like okay, like like you're willing to go there, but you don't necessarily want to be there. It's fine.
Yeah, I think, at least for me, like in my opinion, when it comes to like a girl that makes less, then I don't care if I mean, as if it's less than, as long as you can, for one, pay the bills, second, be happy while you're doing it, because that's the number one thing, is you got to be happy with what you're doing. Otherwise, it's like it's at that point where it's just like, why live your life the way you don't even want it when you have control over that?
But see,
Like-
that's where we differ.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, my biggest thing is I have a certain, like for a partner, I have a certain vision of how I want to live my life,
Mm-hmm.
right? With the certain things that I have,
Yeah.
right? Amenities and the style that I'm living.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more of like a, let's say, more higher end lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
right? And for me, if I know that my partner is not going to make nearly as much as me,
Mm-hmm.
I find it very hard to imagine that future, because it all derives from me at that point, It won't be from them. It's like,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna buy a house, right? Let's say the house is like 1.5 mil, 1.6 mil, right?
Mhm.
That is like $7,000 a month,
Mm.
right? And that's just mortgage alone,
Right.
right? I gotta have a partner that can make the equal amount of that,
Right.
right? Which is very hard to find in Hawaii, considering Hawaii's,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
like, I gotta have a partner that can cover her ass, but in my vision of the future,
That can match. Yeah.
that can match my level of what I'm putting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay if it's less,
Mm-hmm.
but like as long as it's like kind of close,
I see.
where it's like a little more 50-50
yeah.
instead of it being like 70-30.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. Because I think just the way I've grown up. I don't know. Maybe it's because. Oh, I mean, you could be the same way, but you have like these kind of like these standards for yourself now.
Mm-hmm.
But I've kind of just grown up. I'm like, I just, as long as like I find somebody that like I enjoy being with, and whatever the person is doing is happy, and like I said, they can pay the bills, happy while they're doing it, and lives the lifestyle that they want to live, then by all means, if it comes to a point where having kids, then it's like, okay, well then that's the difference you got to make in order to maintain that lifestyle of being a family,
Right.
and everything. And what I mean by that, like paying the bills, I don't mean like barely paying it though. I don't want to just get by.
Right,
I want to
right.
have
The
like
little
that.
surplus.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how much comfort I have, as long as there is comfort.
Right.
That was always like my biggest thing, because my family was having that sort of like problem like a while back ago, where it was we're paying these bills, but then when you have kids, the kids can see like, oh yeah, we're living, but we're not.
We're not living comfortably.
Yeah. When you're like, oh, we can't really afford this, we can't really afford that.
Right.
And I don't really want to be like a millionaire, because it's just that's just I don't know what to do with all that kind of money. Yeah, I know you do. But for me, it's just like I just want to have that comfort. That's all I like. What is it? When that's all I don't know. That's all I just ever wanted was
Right,
just
comfort.
Yeah, the extra comfort of just like, yeah, we can go on a trip, or we can I can help you with doing this.
We can buy a new TV.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I really cared for.
Right.
And so as long as the girl I'm with can match that up, of like, yeah, we can pay these bills and we can have that comfort, solid. That's all.
I wish I was as content as you.
Yeah, I think it's just because I guess of how comfortable, for me at least, or my version of comfortable was where I guess where we've lived is like it's expensive to live here.
Right.
So knowing that we're able to afford just living here in general, bro,
Right.
and that we're able to like we could even get like certain things going up, like having like those Christmas, you know,
Yeah.
you can actually get those gifts.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, like it kind of sucks when you can't get that.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
as you get older, it's like, oh, I can understand now.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
it-
like, fuck, I used to be poor.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think yeah, for you and me, we know what the bare minimum is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we know what.
We know what struggle is.
Yeah. It's like when you see
It's-
the
I-
worry lines, bro.
Yeah, it's easily identifiable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why like I know like for you, it's like I don't want to even be like close to that. Give me fucking away from that, bro.
Yeah, because like I've had that for so long that I'm
Right.
like, you know, now I want things that everybody else has. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
like those kids that like when I grew up, they had everything.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I see their parents pick them up in a nice ass car, you know, and then here I am getting picked up in one Corolla. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or one van, one shitty Mazda van.
Yeah. Yeah. I think and that's good, bro. It's good to have like, you know, like I want
this.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like for me, like I'm glad to be here
Right.
because being here for me means that that I'm not here. I'm not
Right.
here at all.
Right.
But it's I don't want to be here either for myself personally because it's like, you know, how much am I dedicating to have this then?
A lot.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like
The balance is rough.
hard work, of course, it's great to have, and I'm not saying I don't want to work hard, but
Who does want to work hard,
yeah,
actually?
no, but you know there's some people like you know like how you're saying I want to work hard so I can get this.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and I'm not saying like, oh, I want to work just hard enough.
Yeah.
But I kind of am, you know. Like I'm kind of like, you know, I want to get to this level,
Right.
so that way, I can look back at this and I'm like, I'm just glad I'm not here no more.
Yeah.
I'm glad there's no
But
like,
that's why, like, it's good that you're content like that.
yeah,
Yeah. You're not greedy in that aspect.
yeah. And
Like,
it's
It
not
com-
this.
okay, but it does, because you're like that, it's good for you because it comes with less stress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've always stressed about like,
Like once you feel safe,
mm,
the stress disappears.
yeah,
And I understand that, and that's like kind
Right.
of what you're getting at, right? Where it's like once you're at that level,
yeah,
you're not here, and you know you'll never get here again.
yeah,
You're happy here.
Mhm.
You're good here.
yeah.
It's safe. You're comfortable. You do what you want to do,
Mm-hmm,
right? And your partner's on the same level with you, right? So it's like you guys are good,
mm-hmm.
right? For whatever comes next.
Yeah,
But like for me, it's like fuck, like it's like
Yeah,
chasing the fucking moon, like you know,
yeah.
going in circles, like
Mm-hmm.
right? Because going from digging in trash cans for cans, right?
Yeah,
Getting hand-me-down clothes,
yeah,
not being able to afford on going on like school trips,
Mm.
being the kid to stay back, right?
yeah,
Like that life is shitty,
yeah.
you know. So for me, it's like I just want more,
Right.
right? Like I got out of that. I know I'll never go there again,
Mm-hmm.
but like I want more,
Yeah,
and like I want my partner to also want more.
yeah,
You know, and I think that's been the biggest challenge in terms for me in like financial status wise,
mm-hmm.
right? Is just finding a partner that wants that same more,
Mm.
but isn't expecting it from other people.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like daddy's money,
right.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I think, bro, like when it comes to people that want to get to here, there's like a couple of things I think that will kind of like determine this person's personality, because it's either they want to get here because like how you were, you know what it's like to be here, and you want to strive so that way you just get up and up and up and you feel like you're improving in life.
Yep, always.
And then there's certain people like I just want to be here just so I can, you know, fucking dog on all these other people, all these people that aren't here. Like, oh fuck these guys,
Yeah.
you know. I'm glad I'm up here because
Right.
I can just make fun of everybody that's below me.
I'm the same way like you are in that aspect too, though.
Mm.
I fucking like the people who like. I hate to say it, but like, I hate a solid motivation for me. I know we talked about it before, one-on-one,
Mhm.
but I have a solid like urge for vengeance
Mm.
or like to prove a point, or
Yeah.
to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
And I've always been like that. Like,
Mhm.
fuck, I bought a Tesla just to stunt that I bought a Tesla
Yeah.
at 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like did I really care to have a Tesla? No, because I sold it so fast. But I bought it just to say I had a Tesla 18,
Yeah.
right? And all you fucks who just graduated didn't have shit,
Mm,
and I came from nothing,
right.
and I had something.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I was like that, like around like high school time. I was kind of like that where I was, wearing these kind of clothes,
Yeah.
doing this sort of stuff, whatever. But then like
It gets tiring.
no, but like dude, like then that. I mean, I wasn't up here though. I didn't get to like that level where I could afford a Tesla. I was still fucking here. I was still here where I'm like, hey man, these clothes is like, oh yeah, that's cool, but I still gotta walk my ass home. Like it was around high school time, bro. Like from all 4 years, I walked from home to school every single day.
Damn.
So when I felt like, oh yeah, I could stand whatever like that, and it was cool. There were still so many people, at least for high school time. They're like, dude, you're fucking weird. That like I did YouTube, or I was
Right.
vlogging. I was a guy vlogging around school, or I was just weird because I wore a Spider-Man suit to school. I did weird shit.
Who gives a shit? I wore the singlet, a wrestling singlet to school.
Well, you were an athlete, so it's like that's okay.
No, but that's like my Halloween costume,
Oh, but still, even that if it's such a school, then it's just like, oh, wrestler.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, but
man.
I wore a Spider-Man suit. They're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It's a full-on spandex suit with
Nothing wrong with that, man.
no, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, but in terms of being able to like showing off whatever, yeah, I would love to show off. But then I also had that realization. I'm like, man, and it's not like I'm up here and then I'm like, oh, watch my mom and dad come pick me up in a nice ass car. I'm like, no, I gotta go walk home for like maybe like 10-20 minutes, sweat my ass off, maybe even like stop by our most nearby mall, just so that way I can get some AC. That's what I used to do, and I would even go to Panda Express to go get like the free cups of water, bro.
Nothing wrong with that,
Yeah,
bro.
there's nothing wrong with that. But that's what I'm saying. It's like stunning is like it's cool until you realize you're not cool.
Right. There's humbling things to
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
I think being humbled is super important. And I got humbled so many times.
Oh.
Right? Like, no doubt about it. Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason why I don't wear fancy clothes anymore. You know what I mean? I wear, like, they're not cheap clothes, but they're, like, fair price clothes. But I don't wear, like, I don't rock a lot of, like, hype beast stuff because it's, I'm like, fuck, that's so useless.
Yeah.
But that's where I think that's where status comes into play, right? Where it's like when people associate your name to something,
Yeah.
it's so important, and that's why, like, for me, looking like for a woman, like that's like they say her name, and it's like people think of her that way immediately.
Yeah. It's almost like like when you're almost like I don't know if like this is like the best example. Like when you're at the salon with your mom, and then that lady walks in, and then like everybody's looking at her. I feel like you kind of want that for your girl. It's like
Yeah.
when she walks in the room, they're like,
Everyone's like,
this
oh.
this motherfucker got money.
Yeah, this not just like this motherfucker got money, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like this girl is like,
Yeah, but like how girls kind of think, when it's like
Yeah.
that kind of environment, like, oh shit, this is like the rich one.
or like you go to family reunion, it's like, oh, that's the rich couple.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like they're another class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always like I'm like I want that.
Yeah.
I've always wanted that.
I think another example is like when it comes to like if it's like a big like with like your family or your friends, when you're that couple like, oh, we got it.
Yeah,
I feel like you want that.
I'm like that.
You're like that. You're like, man, give me the fucking bill.
Or like I'm like that with like parents.
Very
Like,
like
especially now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
As I am now.
yeah,
Like when I go out, it's like
it's like well, they're
they're like being nice because they like want to treat me right. But for me, I'm like, fuck.
yeah. Like I got it.
I got it. Like I got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And I know that you don't like. There's like people like, are you sure? And then I know you want to say like, am I sure? Give me this shit. And then you put like a fucking 20% or like 50% tip, whatever.
I'm like that. Yeah.
Just to like, I'm gonna put a little edge to it.
A little bit of edge to it.
Yeah,
Just for my name,
Yeah. So I think for you, it makes sense because of where you came from, and you are aware that you want to get better.
Asian stereotypes.
Asian stereotypes. Yeah, of course.
The Asian household does that to you,
Yeah.
right? It's all about, oh, which school you went.
Yeah.
But like for me, I don't know, but I'm doing better than most people who went in general. And that's like honestly, my biggest stunt on people is that I make more than most people who get educated. You know.
Oh, like people that went to college and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
you know, I
Right.
make more than most jobs that they can get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I have more freedom
Yeah.
than they will ever have.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think for me, it's not. I can't even stand like that.
Yeah.
The places where I've always wanted to like show off what I can do was always like hobby wise,
Right, right.
graphic design, film, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To like, bro, come on, like you can't do this. And I'm just like, well,
yeah?
watch. I
Oh,
will
yeah?
work hard enough so that way I can show you that I can do it.
Right.
Like when it came to making like films or whatever like that, there was this I forgot there was like a couple people like, dude, you cannot.
There's no
are
way,
not.
yeah.
Like, oh, actually, you know what? Here, I'll say a better example as like a quick one.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, we had for a history teacher, we had to do this little thing for Olelo,
Okay.
and everybody made, if I'm honest, shitty ass ones because they didn't put enough work.
Right, right,
But
right.
I was like, you know what? This is what I like to do at that moment. This is what I really like to do. So let me go all out. And I was in a group that did not even care about doing it.
Right.
They just wanted an A. And in fact, we even had someone join in later on because of how they knew about me, how much I would try. And I'm like, hey, let me just hop. Can I just be a part of your group? Did nothing. Didn't even show up when I filmed. And there was like maybe like four or five of us. It was me and my one friend. We just did like a little like it was like pretty much like a little ad commercial thing. Just did a quick one day. I edited the hell out of it. I added effects and everything I've learned from like all the stuff that we did in high school, and then we showed it to in our class or whatever, and everybody was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And I was like, Hey,
man.
No, you know, it was always like, hey, you want to call me weird for doing this? You know, when stuff like this actually matters, I will know how to do this crap.
Right.
And because of me doing that, our teacher was so impressed. He's like, hey, you guys can go to like this convention where they're gonna show like a bunch of like the stuff.
The film stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And so even my ex was there, surprisingly, but she won somehow. We didn't win, but I'm like, you know what? We got to
go, you know.
Yeah, we didn't have to go to school that day.
Yeah.
Literally, like
Small
like,
victories.
Oh yeah, we're happy
Small
because they're, like it was at the convention center.
Yeah,
and we're like,
yeah.
oh, okay, cool.
Film festival.
Yeah, and after that, we were able to come back to school like at the end of the day.
Right.
Fucking hotbox the car on our way back, and we were just like all happy because we missed.
We got to
school.
skip school.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that's why I'm like, it's like, I was able to do that, and I was able to have like a good experience and a good like sort of like story after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
I like stories like that.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's badass.
Yeah, because showing off like that is just like, it was more so like, nah, let me just show you what I could do.
Right.
Let me just show you like why like what I do isn't for nothing.
Right.
Because yeah, there'll be like a times like bro like back in elementary, I was like known for being just a weird kid
Okay.
of like, oh, why are you doing like YouTube? But it's so funny because like even now, there's so many of them fucks that used to tell me that, or they labeled me as that. They never talked to me, but they labeled me as like that kind of kid, and they're doing YouTube now. I'm like,
That's the ultimate stunt.
where the fuck were you at when I was asking people, oh, you want to do this kind of video? You want to be a part of this?
Right.
Nah,
But
you're
it's
fucking
like,
weird,
it's just so
bro.
funny those guys people who talk shit and then they end up thinking that what you're doing now is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like kind of envious that you're doing that kind of stuff.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I
dude.
mean?
When I
think
was
it's big.
when I was filming like the car stuff for some of the guys, they'd be like, "Bro, I've never even like seen stuff like this." I'm like, "That's because when I was like learning all this kind of stuff and making like cringier
You're
things."
shitting on me,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, so that I don't know.
So fuck off.
Yeah, then they'll be like, "Hey, bro, can you help me out with this? Can you help me with that?" I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Wow, no." Yeah, because that's the point where I'm petty. I'm like,
Fuck them haters, bro.
yeah. I
Fuck
mean,
them
there
haters.
would be times where I help them. I'm like,
I've kind
I
of
shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
but yeah,
What can you do?
yeah.
Yeah, the
But-
kindness of your heart.
Oh yeah, just trying to be a nice
Gotta
guy.
be a nice
Fuck.
guy.
But yeah, in terms of the status stuff, bro, I see what you mean. Just
Yeah, I'm fucking huge on that shit, bro. Like,
yeah,
Like for me, like I like knowing that people know my name.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean the people know my name from bad things and
You're still known.
and good things.
Yeah.
Right? But like it's just shitty for me because whenever they know me for like that's bad,
Mm.
it's really bad because like, you know, I'm just a loud personality at times for those kind of things,
Yeah.
right? And like for things that are good, it's like
Mm.
really good, right? Like for instance, like majority of the bowling community, I never told you this, but majority of the bowling community hates me
Really?
because I held a kid up by his neck. And
Well, that's a little bit understandable if you did.
no, but he's a little rat.
Oh,
He's a little rat.
okay.
Yeah, but he's like the golden, like one of the golden childs of the community.
Oh, I see.
Right? Everybody like
Everybody loves him.
knows him, right? You know, like friends with him, right?
Yeah.
You know, but most of the community hates me because of that thing,
Mm.
right? And like in actuality, he kid had it coming.
Why do you say that?
He was just playing girls' hearts that were friends of mine.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, right. You know, because you hear the reason, then it's like, oh, okay, I see where it's coming from, right?
Right. He's
He's
just
being he's being a douchebag to girls,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And like girls that are like my best friends.
Yeah. He's one of those people where it's like, oh, I know I can get away with this.
Yeah. But like I didn't let him get away with it. I'm the one guy that didn't let him get away with it,
Yeah.
and then I got bashed for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because those people are like, oh, why would you do this? to this
Yeah,
person?
he's like, why
He's
would
so
you-
nice.
Yeah, why would you do that to him? You know, blah 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 blah, blah whatever. It's like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, the kid had it coming.
Yeah.
I still had it coming to this. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna hold true to that until I die.
Bro, I had a kid like that. We're cool now, but there was like, yeah, he was like this one dude that back in intermediate, like he was trying to get my attention and or like start like some argument for some reason. Now, and I've known that dude since like almost like kindergarten. This is like intermediate though. But then he's just like trying to get my attention. I'm like, bro, I'm tired. It's 7:00 in the morning.
Right.
I just want to do my work and just whatever. But then he's just like,
Just nagging.
nagging. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm out. I said something like whatever, like just sort of like comment on like little. But then he held me by like my bag, like the handle part, and he fucking pulled me, and he ripped my fucking bag. And it was like that skull candy type of one where it's like
bro.
nice one, bro, from what's it called? Razor Sports.
Oh shit.
It was like $100 bag.
Yeah.
And I mean, no one even knew what kind of bag it was until it fucking got ripped. But then, he was kind of like, you know how the bowling guy, kind of like a golden person. Everybody likes him, but I always knew him like, dude, you're just a fucking bully.
Just a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we even went to the principal's office, and then I explained the whole thing, and then the principal was like, well, now you have to pay for this, like, oh, not me, but you know,
The kid,
guy.
right?
Yeah, and then he's like, why do I have to do that? And I'm like, well, you.
Dude, you just broke my fucking bag.
Yeah,
jackass.
this is not like I could care less if it was like, you know, like a textbook.
Right.
I'm not gonna use that shit.
Whatever, bro.
I'm gonna fall asleep on it. Yeah, but he was like, I'm like, this is my bag. I gotta hold this stuff. And so he was like mad at me for like the longest time. And then, you know, he was like saying, they were like saying, like telling him like, oh, you either have to get him a new bag, like the exact same bag, or give him the money that how much it costs. And he asked me, he was like, oh, how much was your bag? And I was like, it was like $100. And he was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And I was like, fuck you for one. So, I mean, we had the same class. So like maybe a week goes by, and then I'm walking down the hall, and he just comes up to me. He's like, here, throws me this random ass bag. And then I told him straight up, I was like, yo, this is not the bag that you ripped. And he's like, I'm not getting you that bag. And I was like, you know what? It's more of a hassle for me to keep on doing this than me just accepting the bag, and I don't care. So I just took that bag home, and my mom's like, she was like, what bag is this? I'm like, oh, he's not getting me a new bag. And he's like, and she knew that we couldn't really do anything because he was tight with the principal, bro. He was tight with the principal at the time, and even his parents were tight with the principal. So like the more trouble I make, they're like,
Right.
we don't really like this kid. I don't barely even know this kid. This kid though, we
Right.
know this kid.
Golden kid.
Yeah, golden kid.
And speaking of like being tight with people, that kid, his dad ran the program. So yeah, I mean, you see where
It's always kids like that.
It's just the fucking
always
like
kids
the
like that,
kids
bro.
that are right underneath the wing that
Yeah.
they can fucking get away with anything.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. But yeah, like I said, I'm known for bad things, and I'm known for really good things.
Yes.
You know, but overall, I just like knowing that people know my name. You know, I like being able to, you know, it's like kind of like almost self-centered. I would put it, but it's like really, it boosts my self-esteem a lot, which I do enjoy. But like when I hear like my friends tell me like, oh, yeah, we we were at like some baby shower, and like your name came up.
Mm.
You know, I was like, why the fuck did my name come up?
Mm.
And they're like, dude, everybody fucking knows you.
Mm.
You know, and I'm like, who? You know,
Yeah,
they're like literally everybody like knows,
Yeah.
like knows you or knows of you.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Why
yeah.
do people know of me? You know,
Yeah.
but like, if it's a good feeling,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I had. Fuck. I can't say I've ever like had something like that, where it was that level where random people would know me. I mean, this podcast is kind of like smidge have done that, where it's just people have been talking about the podcast, and I'm happy because this is what I like to do.
Oh,
This-
dude, so many people talk about this podcast, man.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I think when it comes to when people are like talking about me, and I always get worried because as much as like I like to be like as very social and like communicating on this podcast, when I'm out in public, bro, I don't like starting conversations. Like I don't know, maybe I just know a lot of people in the high school will be like, "Oh, did you talk a lot?" Or you
Yeah, you do.
I've always gotten that comment where it's just like, "Dude, you talk a lot," or you just seem really good at communicating.
Yeah.
But in reality, when I'm out and like out and about without anybody, like friends, I do not like talking to anybody. I don't like starting conversations. That's like I get nervous.
Oh.
Yeah. I have a lot of
You
like,
gotta break that shit.
yeah, I do. I mean, I don't know. Even like at work, bro, like whenever people are like trying to talk to me, I'm just like, I mean, I'm also in work mode, so I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to do my work. And I'm trying to go home.
Yeah.
But when it's like I think like back like you know restaurants whatever, if they're asking me about like, oh, how's your day going, I'm just like, good. I'm like one sentence sort of like,
You know, it's funny. I'm the guy that's asking you.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're the kind of people I try to avoid in public. I'm like, that's good.
I'm the guy like,
Oh, okay. No, he gave the time about for
yeah.
yeah, it's okay. We can go a little bit over.
We're almost there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but yeah, like I'm fucking like I've always been like that since I was a kid.
Mm.
Always just talking to strangers and stuff like that. Like I don't
That's
know.
how
I
you
don't-
get free candy.
Man, that's how I get
That's
abducted.
how you got free
That's how
candy.
I get abducted, you fucker. But
Yeah,
you know, I've always been like
but that's
that.
good. That's a good though.
Yeah,
it's,
and
it's better than what I'm doing. Is,
I think it's so important to talk to people.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so important, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of like what has helped me and for at least this podcast has done is because you know like the people that he's brought on like Caitlin and everything and some other people in the future that are gonna come on
Oh yeah.
and
I'm
even
excited for those people.
yeah, even people that like I don't really talk to too often, even for you, like I didn't talk to you very often before we started this podcast,
No.
and then like now we're talking on a weekly basis,
Right.
and even more when outside of this podcast.
Agreed.
So it's helped me get out of my comfort zone. Help me with my grammar because this guy nags about my grammar all the time.
I don't have perfect grammar either, but
No, I was actually. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I was known like young when I was younger in school. I had terrible grammar,
oh,
run-on sentences, incorrect spelling.
it's okay, bro. We right there, bro. We right there.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about it. Our
Yeah.
brains are just thinking too fast for our mouths.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how I like to think about it to make myself feel better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we just like. We have ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, that's just us just
That's
loving
just
to talk.
big.
That's where our status kicks in. We're like, oh, I just love just
I
talking.
just love talking into a mic for hours.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I mean yeah the whole status thing though. To come back to that.
Yeah, and I noticed that some girls really not into it, like you know, where they don't like having like a partner that's really noticeable, right?
Right.
Or like Mr. Aloha, we'll put it that way. Like you know, like so for Mr. Aloha would be like Curtis.
Oh yes.
Like you know where he's like everybody loves him, right? Everybody
Everybody
kind of
knows
knows
him.
about him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's like talking to everybody left and right. You know, some people don't like that as a partner. They don't want
Yeah.
that as a partner because they don't like the tension,
Yeah, they're
brings.
the opposite of him.
right?
Yeah.
But like for me, like I noticed that the type of girls that I'm into, they like that. You know,
Yeah.
they like knowing that, oh, my boyfriend, you know,
he's this guy.
He's this guy.
And
You know,
like, oh, that guy.
that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. You know what? You know what you remind me of? You're like, at least like when you like when it comes to like the relationship stuff, you're like the mom and dad from Sky High. Like what was their names? Mr. and Mrs. What was the parents' name? Oh my god, dude. I can't remember.
It's gonna kill you.
From Sky High. Hold on, he's gonna help me search it.
our tech guy is gonna look it up.
Did you ever watch Sky High?
Yeah, but it's been so long.
Oh, well, you know, like, okay.
I know what it is.
Yeah, like every single person, like the whole neighborhood was like, oh,
Oh,
those guys,
like
those
that-
guys are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's like kind of like a little bit of what?
Wait, what? You do?
What is strong hold? Why is this hold?
Strong
Hold.
Stronghold.
Like I'm
Holding. Oh, holding.
hold.
Why are you
doing
doing
like
this?
this, right?
You
Oh,
got
that's mine. Hold on. Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Stronghold.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're definitely like that, bro. Where it's just like you want people to know, and then you kind of like.
I like knowing that they know.
I'm the guy.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I like when I walk somewhere and like into a room,
Yeah.
I'm like that guy.
Yeah. Like, oh,
Like, oh look,
I
he's
love
here.
those guys.
Hey, look, he's here. You know.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes like even in our group, I feel like that when I walk in sometimes, and everyone's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, he's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
get
that. I
that.
like that feeling.
Mm.
Yeah. Or I like seeing Alan get excited when I walk into a room.
Alan gets excited in general.
It just feels good to know
Yeah.
Alan. Even that guy's eyes lights up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely like
It's a good feeling.
like your presence just
Yeah.
like oh
Yeah.
because that almost solidifies like oh when they're there I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah. Like for me, that's RJ.
Mm.
Yeah. I love RJ.
Yeah, RJ is like his favorite person in our group. I swear to
He's-
God,
I
bro.
love RJ. RJ, he's fucking my favorite person.
Yeah, then RJ would just be like, why?
Why?
I'm boring.
I don't talk, bro.
I'm so mid. That's what he always says, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a nobody.
Yeah. Dude, that was like everybody's thing back then. I'm like, oh, I'm such a nobody. But then, dude,
In
even
actuality,
no,
yeah.
dude, it was so annoying when Curtis would even say, he's like, bro, fucking nobody knows me. I'm like, bro, when we used to pass by the halls in high
Just
school,
shaking hands with everybody.
he's like, hey, Curtis.
Yeah,
I'm like,
just shaking hands with everybody.
Yeah.
No way. Unfortunately, I was one of those people too, where it's like, you know, like
I'm a
people
nobody.
that I like in my head, I thought I was like a nobody in high school,
Mm.
right? Like I was like, fuck, I was like kept to myself because I feel like I really kept to myself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But then I hear stories where people tell me like, oh no, bro, like bro, everybody knew you,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Everybody thought you were cool, and I was like, "The fuck are you talking about, bro? 'Cause I don't remember that shit."
Yeah.
You know, it's like you guys are lying right out of your assholes, man.
Oh yeah. People. I mean, people said like, oh, oh, everybody knew. I'm like, no. I just did stuff so that way people could just know. But it
Who?
wasn't so much who I am. It's just
Right.
what I did.
Right.
It was like because when I did like the Nonly News for school, I was like, oh, he like that. My thing was like the intros for that stuff.
Okay.
So I made the intros and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna film that stuff. I'm gonna edit it, do it all in one night watch. And they literally had to broadcast that stuff like pretty much every single week or once a week. And so everybody would see the intro. They're like, oh, there was like this. He's like the guy that did the intro. And then there was even a point where it was a bad thing because I was supposed to make something for 9 through 12, like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. And then I forgot the juniors for one of them because it was like getting close to where, we were all seniors and we're getting close to graduating. And then all the juniors got fucking mad. He's like, oh, fuck this guy. He didn't put us in the intro. I'm like, bro, like it's not like this thing is going up on YouTube, whatever like that. It's just for everybody to watch the broadcast. And dude, yeah, there were like so many like juniors like that would just pass by. I was like, hey, fuck you. I'm just like,
My bad, though.
yeah, yeah. It was hilarious because
Did yourself?
yeah, it was hilarious because one of the people that told me that they fucking did not like me because of that, Ediana knew, and then I was like, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, and I'm like, don't you
Relax, Ediana.
you are going to get suspended if you hit that kid.
don't do it.
He's going to flatline if you do that.
Don't do it.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna whoop his ass.
Whoop his ass. Like,
Yeah.
his ass.
Was still that size she is now
That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Eddie's a hammer.
Yeah, dude.
Eddie, I love you, Eddie, but
Yeah.
you genuinely scare me. You're the only woman that I know can like pick me up
Yeah.
and hold me in the air for a extended amount of time,
Mm.
and I will squirm. It's fucking scary.
Yeah, your legs
I've
are
never been
dangled.
manhandled by a woman before,
Yeah.
and you could kick my ass because
Yeah.
you're fucking scary.
I gotta have just you and her on again.
She's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I love Eddie. She's super cool.
Yeah.
Fucking scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but she's a sweetheart though.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, and yeah, that just shows that like when she did say that though, I'm like, okay, for one, that is scary,
But
but
for
two,
I appreciate
I
it.
appreciate it because because she was a junior, and then
Yeah.
she's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like,
Oh shit, she's my age. She's my class.
yeah, she's 1 year younger.
Holy crap. I
Yeah.
thought she was your guys' class.
No.
Oh.
Solomon, our class. Ediana's 1 year younger.
Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah. If only she went to your school.
Nah.
Kobe just lifts you up in wrestling.
Should be the scariest girl.
She
in my
she did
school.
wrestling for a week, you know. Yeah, a week. Because it was
Okay, people who try wrestling don't last very long.
no, yeah. I tried out wrestling.
He did it for a day.
for a day. I tried out.
Eddie lasted longer than he
No,
did.
no, no. You know what it is? I tried out for so many things for a day. I tried out wrestling for a day because my sister was like, just try it. And I was like, okay. And some of the stuff was like easy, but then there'll be like other stuff. I'm like, I don't really want to do this.
You. Never mind.
Yeah. And then the other thing was for track. Oh, not track. Sorry, soccer. I tried out for soccer because everybody was like, oh, that I look like a soccer player. And I got to my head, I was like, maybe I could try out soccer. But then I forgot that you have to run. And then I was like, dude, and the guys know it. I'll put. I don't care if because she knows because she was there
Right.
for the tryouts. Her name is Caitlin. Caitlin, if you're watching this, you can tell everybody that it was me, or that I'm kind of exposing myself. Yeah,
Which Caitlin?
Hamilton.
Oh, Hamilton.
Yeah. So she saw me, bro, and she was. This is what I did. So we tried out. We did like the laps, or whatever, like that, back and forth. I forgot how many laps we did. I can't even remember because I could have blacked out that day. But then we were doing that after school, and I was like, I was breathing hard, bro. I was like, I can't breathe. And so I went into like this sort of like locker room outside because that's where the track or the football field was, and I was in there because everybody was like washing their faces to go rest and do it again, and I sat there. I was like, do I really want to do this?
Did you just
Do it-
leave?
Huh?
Did you just leave?
Hold on. I'll get to that. So I was in the locker, not in the locker. I was in the restroom. I was like, because everybody left already, and I just sat there. I was like, do I really want to do soccer for like a whole like pretty much a year? For like I think this is like senior or junior year, one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, do I really want to run this much? I'll get in shape, but I don't really want to do.
I don't want
this.
to run a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I really did this because people said I looked this way. So I was like, I'm not gonna do this.
You fucker.
So this is what they did. Everybody's like, I hear the coach. Okay, everybody back on the field. Everybody gets back on the field. My bag is like where the chairs are and everything on. Grab my bag. I'll walk my ass home, bro. I was like, fuck this. I told nobody, bro. But it was so funny because a couple days later, right? I hear people like talking about like the trouts and everything. I'm like, oh, only talks about how I just left. Then Caleb pulled me off blast. She was like, oh yeah, he tried out, but he didn't really try out the whole thing. But it's okay. I was like, Caleb, fuck you, bro. So yeah, I tried out soccer for a day, and then yeah, I never did that.
Yeah, it's like fuck that. Fuck running.
Yeah,
Fuck running.
yeah. Fuck soccer in general, bro. Soccer is one hell of a sport too.
I should do soccer.
See, it's one hell of a sport. I think the only sport I ever did was track and field, or
Even that sucks.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But
fuck that.
it was fun because I got to do it with RJ.
Oh.
Dude, I'm so glad because he convinced me. I wasn't even thinking about track and field, but then he was like, hey, bro, I'm going to try this out. Like, because a bunch of other friends was doing it. And so we're like, bro, can you just come with me to try it out? I was like, fuck, I don't even know any of this stuff. All I do is Muay Thai. So he's like, just come. And I was like, okay, fine. So we did that. We tried out. Obviously, I did shitty because I don't like lift a lot. So I just, we had to throw like the
You did
discus.
shot put. Yeah.
Shot put and discus. Yeah, so I did both of those ass, but then the coach was like, "You're good." So that we had to skip school and everything, and even like we have to.
When you go to the first track meet, you had to run. First track and field meet.
No, I didn't.
Everybody has to run.
I didn't have to run.
You fucking kidding me?
I didn't have to run, bro. You know what I did? well, I wanted to run, so I just ran with the guys, like on the outside. So I just ran with them, and I was just trying to cheer them on as much as possible. But there was this one meet though, where there was this girl that had like a thing for it. She went to a totally different school, but I didn't know how she was like in person, obviously. So I first meet her, I'm like, oh, maybe I can go like talk to her, obviously. So I see her.
slide
No,
dog.
no. This is what I did. I'm not even slide because this is what really happened. I saw her like on the field. I was like, on the field, and I was like, oh damn, okay, maybe I should go talk to her. But then I got closer. I'm like, wait, why the fuck is she getting taller? I was like, wait a minute, is she fucking 6 foot tall, bro?
Holy shit.
I went up. I was like maybe like Silas's like distance away from her.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was like 6 foot tall. I was like, hey, yo, I'm good.
That's
That's why I got insecure. And then, but my big thing for girls is at least what I want instead of status. I want like a like more like a soft spoken kind of like higher pitch sounding girl. I heard her. She was like,
Yeah.
I heard her when she was with her friend. She was like, hey yo, fuck that dude. I'm like, hey yo, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no deep ass voice girl, bro.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I couldn't. I forgot her name, but
That's okay. Let's not remember her.
Yeah. I probably will. I can't. But okay.
Different school.
Yeah, different school. How come
Yeah,
never
I
did
thought
judo?
you were gonna do judo.
Oh no, I hate judo. That's the reason why. No, because I used to do judo back in like 3rd grade before I started Muay Thai I did judo, boxing, kickboxing, and then Muay Thai.
Okay.
So I did judo as a first thing. Damn, I'm like going to like all my sad sports history.
Sad sports history.
But yeah, there was I went to Aya Hangwonji. I went to that one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
When? 3rd grade.
Yeah, 3rd grade. So
I've been there since the beginning.
yeah,
How did I not see you, bro?
I don't know.
I've been there for too fucking long.
Yeah, but oh damn.
Still don't fucking know.
I'll still
Yeah.
throw you.
Oh, really?
You're big.
He was about to throw you right now, bro.
I'll still throw you too.
But yeah. Oh.
He whipped me one time. Oh yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever. I'll try to help you out. Okay, so anyways, so I did that for a little bit, and every time for class, I'd have to always go against a girl.
Mhm.
And there was this one girl that went to my elementary. I won't say her name, obviously.
You talking about judo?
Yeah, this
Okay,
is judo.
okay,
So
yeah.
I had to go against a girl, just like Curtis actually. Relax. But she would flip the hell out of me, bro. She
Yeah.
was good, and she was a little bit taller at the time, and she would just flip the shit out of me. I was like,
Hey, girls who do combat sports,
Are
another
brutal.
level of animal.
attractive but toxic.
Very scary.
Yeah, very scary.
Very scary.
But yeah, she would flip me constantly, and I was like, bro, fuck this. So the instructor was like, you know what, you go now, and I fucking flipped the hell out of her, and I felt good. But then I was like, I just flipped a girl. I'm not really that impressive.
I'm not that proud of it.
Yeah. And fast forward, I did one tournament, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody in our family did one. We all did that same tournament. So my dad did it, my mom did it, my sister, my brother, me, and so yeah, this is like 3rd grade. My strength didn't really like kick in, of course.
But obviously, you got a little boy.
Yeah, and so I had to go against this other guy, and we're back to back, and we're trying, and then he gets what was it when you have them like pinned on the ground?
Yeah.
He was like that on me, and so he had me like on the ground. Now, oh, dude, I was just on the ground. I was just struggling, bro. Everybody's like, turn. I was like, I fucking can't.
That's the worst feeling.
Yeah,
Right, you
I'm
know
like,
what,
I'm just stuck there.
Where
I'm just stuck there.
everyone thinks like, oh, maybe if you just turn to your stomach, but it's like it don't work like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. When you're like that, you feel like you're in a prison right there.
But then you watch a video of it.
You're like,
and you're
I could have.
I could have just fucking turned. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. So,
it's embarrassing.
yeah, and I also hated like the geese and everything too, like just those thick ass just geese. I hate them,
Okay,
bro.
judo geese are thick as shit.
They
because
are.
most of the time they're double weave, so like they're twice as thick.
Yeah, yeah.
Some guys, I'm not gonna name names, but
Mm.
the guys that I've gone against in high school, they wear triple weave.
Oh.
So like when you grab the gi, you can't grab it because it's so tough,
Right.
and it like rips your skin because it's so
Yeah.
thick. Yeah, cheaters. But anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, judo.
Yeah.
I know. I went against a kid in your school. His name was Solomon.
Or Solomon?
I don't know.
No, it was probably no. Solomon never did judo.
Hey, somebody at your school did. His name is Solomon in judo. you know, I did my first judo tournament at Aya because Aya hosts the first one
Mm.
Yup.
every year, and I remember like I threw him,
Mm-hmm.
but then I just remember his name was Solomon, but he was shitty.
Damn, he did just mentioned him so you bash on him.
he was hella shitty.
Yeah, but yeah. To end off that story though, yeah, I did terrible. Obviously in that match, I got third place.
Okay,
Um,
out of how many kids?
I mean there was like a couple, like probably like a classroom amount.
Okay,
Next to like 30 kids.
oh, you got third place. That's pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah. But you know, it was sad because my brother and sister both got first. My dad got second because it was a dude that was like heavy into judo, and my dad never really did like those kind of ones before. And my mom, she was like, I think she did alright as well, like second place. And after that, like on our way back to the car ride, my dad was like, "Oh, that was fun. You want to keep on doing this?" And I cried, bro. And I told my dad, I never want to do judo again, Dad.
Damn.
And you know what? Even previous to that, like whenever we went to Hongwanji, like there would be like so many times where just like I'd sit off to the side and my mom was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I don't want to fucking do this no more. Like I fucking hate this. Like wearing like those gis and like, cause they would like lecture me like, oh, you got to like grip it, like hold it. I'm like, I can't. My hands are small, bro. I got small
Baby
hands and
hands.
I got loose ass grip. So yeah, there'll be like so many times where I'm just crying, bro. I'm just like, I don't want to do this.
Dude, I think to be really good at judo, you gotta be kind of genetically gifted,
Yeah.
and it sucks.
Yeah.
It's like it's not. It's like people think you can do any sport, but really, some sports you just gotta be genetically built for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like I'm not really genetically built for judo because I'm tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't help me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But you know, man, it was embarrassing because when I was doing bowling, right? You know, because I'm the best bowler from my school,
Mm-hmm.
right? Every week after our tournament, on the Monday, I think, they would announce on the PA system, like about the games, like MVP,
Right.
and I get MVP every week
Damn.
because I'm the best one from our school, right?
Yeah.
So like every fucking Monday or something, or every Friday, it's like my name gets announced over the PA, and everybody knows me as the bowling guy.
Yeah.
Guy is good at bowling, and to me, that's embarrassing as shit. I don't want people to fucking know that, you know?
Yeah.
It's embarrassing as fuck.
Yeah. I think like back then, I don't want to say any other sport was bad, but it was really like the football guys. That was about it. That you're like you want to be like known for. Because
Yeah.
if it, I mean, okay, maybe basketball too,
Mm.
but like soccer is like cool.
For our school, it was the baseball kids and
Baseball.
the football kids. They just have that.
Football, yeah. Actually, no, our football team was ass, so maybe not.
You went to Home G, right?
Yeah,
Do you remember Stacy?
that's the girl. That's the girl that I always had to go against.
Well, guess what?
I got
For when it came to class, like,
her
flip,
name is
flip,
Stacy, by
flip.
the way.
I had to go against her.
Stacy was actually pretty good.
She was good. That's why I did not like fucking going into judo no more.
Damn, Brandon.
Damn.
Yeah.
But we were all there at the same time.
Yeah. It's like for well, it's like completely unrelated, but it's like preschool. I went to preschool with Isaiah, and I never knew. Yeah. So yeah, there. Yeah.
did the one by Pro City Zippies.
Dude, I can't even remember what like the area was for Hongwanji.
Silas is just a scrub.
Where the area is for Home G?
Yeah, I forget where it was.
You forget where it is?
Yeah, I don't remember where it
You
is.
know the Times and Wendy's? It's right in the air.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
It's like right across from the Times.
yeah. I don't know.
Right outside of the Times.
I kind of wanted to forget about that time because it was
He
sad.
shut it out of his memory.
Remember Stacy?
Yeah,
He remember
No,
getting
yeah,
beat up by a girl.
That's what I'm saying. Because Stacy went to Pro Ridge. That's why.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So
No, but Stacy's also like Asian, right?
yeah, she.
Wow.
So it was weird because then like she would whoop my ass in judo, and then I go see her the next day at school. I'm like, this is just torture at this point.
To see her at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least okay. It can't be as bad as this, right?
Mm.
So imagine like when I started wrestling,
Yeah.
right? I like remember how we talked to Mateo, right? How I quit my
Yeah.
first year,
Yeah.
right? I didn't quit because the workouts were intense. I quit because I was like getting fucking bullied, right? You know, if I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and like a guy who knows what he's doing is beating the shit out of me, but not teaching me how to do anything,
Yeah.
right? It's just like constantly getting fucked up, right? Like 5 days a week after school, right? You just feel demoralized when you leave, right? It's like, oh my fucking god, you know, and it's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
so embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
and And the worst part is that your cousin ends up dating the guy. Right?
Yeah, that's definitely a weird.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah, your cousin ends up dating the guy. You know,
Yeah.
you don't know about it, but you know what I mean? It's like, you find out like your cousin dated your bully.
Mm,
That
Yeah.
sucks.
yeah,
Yeah, the big guy.
yeah.
Yeah, she dated for a month.
Dude, you gotta kind of let it go though.
I
It was
can't
a-
let it go, man, because
It was
I
a
got,
month.
I got bullied, man.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but if she didn't really care about you, she could have been so petty about it, bro.
Ah, fuck her. It sucks.
Yeah, yeah,
anyway.
but she could if she wasn't nice, but she is nice, and she realized that.
Sometimes.
So, well, okay, same for you. Don't even act like you're a saint.
I'm not a
Relax.
saint.
Yeah.
But we should wrap.
Yeah. Is there any other topics like maybe like you want to do one quick one? Any other ones you want to do?
Nah, I mean, I'm just gonna say something real quick. I think it's so important for, this almost like a PSA.
This felt like an intervention for me in my past.
Yeah, sorry about that. It wasn't supposed to be like that, but you know how the ball rolls.
Yeah. Now I do know. Well, I mean, I still do Muay Thai, but I do no sport except for make a podcast.
It's okay. I'll do Muay Thai with you.
You got to go to my dad's class then.
I'll join your dad's class. I'm sure he would like to see me suffer a little bit.
I'm sure my dad would like to see everybody just
Suffer.
be in his class.
Oh yeah, I'd love to do more.
Yeah.
But look, I think for a lot of guys in our friend group,
yeah.
and I just think for a lot of guys in general
Mm-hmm.
that struggle with the idea of status and career,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think it's so important to just take the first step,
Yeah.
right? And like that's what I had to do,
Mm-hmm.
right? You just gotta take that first step, and once you're there, you're going.
Yeah.
And I know I talked to you previously about being uncomfortable,
Mhm.
right? And comfort is great. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. Like everybody loves to be comfortable,
Yeah.
right? Laying in bed, doing whatever the fuck you want. But it's the fact of the matter is, we as like men
Mm-hmm.
need to be uncomfortable
Yeah.
to strive.
Yeah.
You know, and putting yourselves in an uncomfortable place only forces you to work harder to be comfortable,
Right.
right? And I think that's so important. And I think a lot of people should follow those guidelines. A lot of men, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
should follow those guidelines to get where they want to be.
Yeah.
You know, and also try not to, you know, like me personally, I give a shit a lot about what people think or say about me, right? Because that's just the kind of guy I am, right? With the whole status thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so important. But in actuality, like, it's really important not to give a shit about what other people say,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And it'll make your life a lot easier, a lot
Right.
stress-free. It'll, like, save your self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
It'll boost your confidence,
Yeah.
right? You only care about you and yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck what other people say.
Yeah.
You know, get what you want, and you'll be
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
I just think it's simple rules. I know they're really hard to follow,
Mm-hmm.
but hey, if you want to do better, you got to make yourself uncomfortable.
Right.
You know, you gotta work that shitty job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all about taking the first step.
Yeah.
And Nike, just do it.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, this is even just works well for me because, yeah, for a long time I was comfortable with things like that. It was just, with just how I was living or with just what I was doing.
Mhm.
Because there was a point of time where before I did the podcast, I was just stuck. I was just like, I don't know what to do. So I was full time when I was working at the hospital, and I was just miserable because I barely ever wanted to go out because I was just tired.
Mhm.
I never really talked to any of the guys about it, and I was almost in I was in a way I was comfortable in that sort of state where it's just I'm sad. I guess it's okay then.
I'm sad, but I'm making money.
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah. But
yeah.
then I spent all my money because I was bad with it. I spent my money on my fucking electric bike for no reason.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but yeah, for the in terms of like taking the first step and status and everything, it's important mainly because it's okay if you're at a certain point in your life, like if you're maybe a little bit older than us or if you're a little bit even younger, because some people are like that too, where it's okay to not know.
Right.
It's okay to have a time where you still figure things out,
Right.
but just like you
You
said,
gotta pick something and go.
just try it out.
Yeah.
Because I was like that too before I started the podcast. I was just like, I don't really know if this was even gonna work. I don't even know how it even worked. I was gonna initially do this shit alone, I was like,
Right.
I'm gonna just be in my room, just making a podcast, and I'm just talking to myself. But then, you know, through with trying things out, letting other people in,
Right.
and letting people kind of like give you input, give you ideas, and even make you like try stuff outside of like what you're
Your
even
comfort
thinking.
zone.
Yeah, just like even like stuff you like
Never
no like
thought.
like going on certain things that don't it could be like going on hikes and stuff like that, like I was saying with Salman. It's just like just doing stuff, just living life,
Mhm.
so that way you feel like you're progressing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many of us where it's being comfortable, and like me where you're comfortable with what you're doing, but that's all you want to do. That's
Right.
it. Like there's
You
nothing
can't.
else.
You gotta strive for more.
Yeah. So yeah, I get what you mean when it comes to, you know, the status stuff of for you specifically of just want to get to a certain level, but I think for a lot of people it's just finding out what that level you want even is,
Right.
because you know there's a lot of people like they're just like, oh yeah, I want to make money, but then for you it'd be you would more so like tell them like, okay, how much you want to make,
Yeah.
how much do you want to make a year,
You
how
gotta
much
have-
do you want to make monthly.
You gotta plan your shit out, man.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not about the big goal.
Yeah,
It's about the small ones in front of it to get there.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's like, as I said, you just gotta take that first step, and then once you're there,
Yeah,
you're going.
right.
And it's the same concept. Like if you're being fucking lazy, right?
Yeah.
Like like say you set a gym routine for yourself, right? It's like you go to 2 or 3 times a week,
Mm-hmm.
but like say there's days you obviously don't want to do it,
Mhm.
right? But like you just gotta get yourself to the gym, because once you're there, you're gonna work out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You just
Yeah.
gotta get there.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And
Just
I
do
mean, it's I know a lot of people tend to say that we're like just go do stuff, but I think for us we can make it different where we know it's just find people that what likes to try to do stuff. Not so much like that like to do this specific thing that you want to try. Just find people that are down to do
Things with you.
Yeah, just like
explore,
just because
explore things with you.
yeah, because I know for a lot of people it's just like, I don't know what to do and I don't have anybody around. It's like, well, I think sometimes people are just like if it's like if it was wrestling, I don't know anybody that wrestles. You don't have to know anybody that wrestles. You just have to have that someone that's like, oh yeah, I'll try
on the
it.
same level with you or whatever,
Yeah,
and you guys can learn together.
yeah,
It's less scary to fail with someone there
Yeah.
than it's failing alone. But you
Yes.
can't be scared to fail. Life is failure,
right,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Right? Like I failed.
Mhm.
Don't fucking get me wrong. I've failed so many times.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like this whole process to get where I am,
Yeah,
a lot of down moments for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah,
But they all become memories and they all become learning experiences. So
yeah.
you can't be scared of them.
Yeah, but I think your first is the first step thing is so important
It's so
because
important.
that's what like people fear most, bro.
Yeah, and
They're
you just
just
gotta
like,
go.
I don't, like how you're saying like, oh, what if I fail? What if I don't know what I want to
Or I
do?
don't like whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, or it could be where it's like, oh, what if I do it and I don't succeed and I just wasted all the time? It's like,
Yep.
well, you don't know if you will succeed or fail unless you take that first step.
Unless you try.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah,
This was very therapeutic.
Yes.
I feel like I should have been laying back in my seat for this whole thing. Yeah, I failed in soccer. Yeah,
If I got thrown in judo by some chick.
yeah. Stacy,
Stacy,
I'm coming back for you.
I'll get you, motherfucker.
Yeah. Just when I get into like hella good shape, I'll find her again. I'll be like, I want to 1v1 you
And
one last time.
she's like so out of judo, like
yeah,
living
she's
her own
just
life.
regular. Just I don't
Regular.
even do judo no more. I'm just like,
I want my revenge.
now is my chance.
See, I never did it before. Now's my chance. To
now
get
I
you.
can get my first place trophy. Yeah.
Little reeks of vengeance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Well, she's
First degree black belt.
she's
Ah.
dumb anyways. No,
Salty.
she was actually one of like the smartest people in our class. That's why I hated it. She was just good at
She's
everything.
good at everything.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep on going about Stacey. All right, well, let's wrap this thing up. Yeah, guys. Well, that has been this episode of the Chronics podcast. Like I said, in like the last couple of ones, the all girls episode is coming. I just gotta schedule with all the girls that are gonna be in it, and hopefully you guys enjoy that when it does come out. Like I said, as well, episodes come out every single Monday, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week Monday as well.
Mm-hmm.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.